Well, you've got the obvious one where Jesus is said to be the Spirit. The Lord, I think Jesus there, where's that one, Carlos? You've got to handle it for us. The Lord is the Spirit. It is in 2 Corinthians. Which chapter are we in? 3, right? 16. Whenever anyone turns to the Lord Jesus, the veil that's over his mind when he's blind before his conversion is removed, taken away. Now, the Lord is the Spirit. What does that mean? The Lord is not one-to-one totally equal with the Spirit, because the Lord is Jesus. The Spirit is the activity of God or Jesus indistinguishably, not a third person, and certainly not impersonal. People will attack us and say, well, do you think the Spirit is impersonal? No, no, no. My spirit is coming to you now. That's to say, a reflection of my mind and heart, because spirit and heart and mind are very, very close. And Jesus said very nicely in John, I'm not going to leave you as an orphan. I'm going away now, and you can't come with me. I'm not going to leave you as an orphan, but I'm going to come to you, meaning in spirit. And guess what he did? When he ascended to the Father, he then came back to them as the Spirit. So one of the keys to this, Carlos, as we know, is that 1 John, where it speaks of Jesus being the Spirit. He's the Parakletos. He's the advocate. I'm writing these things to you so you may not sin. If any man sins, we have an advocate with the Father. Who is that? Jesus, Messiah. So Jesus is that advocate. Is Jesus who comes to us in spirit, not literally. Again, I'll repeat this very beautiful truth there in John. He says, I'm not going to leave you as orphans. And he also later said, the Father, both of us are going to come to you. But he comes back to us, not at the second coming yet. That's a future event. But he came back to us as the advocate, as the comforter. That's Jesus in spirit, not literally with you now, but in spirit presence. He is indeed the Spirit. That's not too difficult. It's in the Bible dictionaries.
Yep. So the lists again: 2 Corinthians
Yes.
3:17,
Yes.
1 John 2:1,
Yes.
and I would throw in, Anthony, 1 Corinthians 15:45.
Well, there you go. The first man, Adam, became at his creation a living person. In the Hebrew, a nefesh chaya. But the last Adam, that's Jesus, became a life imparting spirit. Jesus did that when he was resurrected. That doesn't mean he had no body, by the way, because he was able to eat meals. He was also able to walk through the wall. So he's not just a human flesh and blood person anymore. He's become a life imparting spirit person with a new set of qualities and abilities he never had before. That's the destiny of the Christians. You will still be recognized for who you are. I'll tell you why, because it says they're going to see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and the prophets in the kingdom, recognized as such. Those will be immortalized in the resurrection, and they will likewise be spirit persons. Exactly what that's going to be, you'll have to wait and see. But it's certainly you immortalized. You will always be you. So your life now depends very much on your good relationship with the Father and the Son. And what you'll become is a life-imparting spirit. That will happen at the future resurrection. It does not happen at your death. When you die, you go to the dust and sleep. That's Daniel 12, verse 2. You know nothing at all in the grave, in Hades. That's what it says. No activity. But at resurrection, coming back from the sleep of death, Psalm 13:3, sleep of death, then you'll be immortalized and you'll be like Jesus as he is now. So he is the advanced one in this marvelous resurrection story and plan.
Here's an interesting passage in Romans 8. Paul says, however, you are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if indeed the Spirit of God dwells in you. But if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, he does not belong to him, if Christ is in you. So you can see there the clear parallel.
Yes, I don't think there's any distinction. You cannot say, well, I'm being impacted by the Spirit of God as distinct from the Spirit of Christ. They're indistinguishable. It doesn't matter. But there, of course, we're talking about the Spirit in someone. The one in 1 Corinthians 15, Jesus is actually said to be a life-imparting spirit person.